Hi there, everyone. Thank you for coming back and watching my series, the Extraterrestrial Messages and Revelations series. I am very glad to have you guys here, whether you are someone new or someone who has already subscribed, or if you watch regularly, you are all welcome here. Thank you so much. I feel blessed to have you all, and I always pray for my message to reach people. If it reaches one person and makes them understand these truths, that would be enough for me. I would have done my job. I hope you guys are doing okay. I hope the heat isn't affecting you all too much. It's definitely making me feel tired and very exhausted sometimes, but I am recovering now. Been having water and electrolytes, so I urge you guys to have some as well. Drink plenty of fluids, make sure you stay in the shade, and don't do too much during the heat. It will be okay. It usually goes in cycles. I'm sure we'll all be okay. So today's video is about the moon Titan, Saturn's moon. This might be one of the most interesting videos I've done, because it contains a lot of information that has been given to me about Titan and Saturn's moons in general. The moons, and they wanted me to do the moons before the planet itself, because I don't know, because I think maybe it's just more interesting. But going on from Jupiter's moons to this, they must have a reason. If you watch my channel, you will know that I am a psychic clairvoyant, very well established with reviews. I can prove everything that I say, and I'm not being defensive, but I know that there's a lot of people that will tell you stories, and I think you just need to follow the ones who show you evidence. I have UFO videos on my uploads, and you'll see them, the UFOs flashing in the sky, coming around me. They're not just hidden and giving me messages, trust me. And there's also predictions that have come true. If you go to the most recent predictions sadly about the fires in London, and it's made us all very sad, but I saw it coming. So as psychics, there's a downside to it. You have to live with things for a while before they come and manifest, but it's okay. I mean, I'm glad I saw it, because I warned some of my friends, and they have not been harmed in any way by the fires, because they listen to me and some of my clients, and I'm glad that that it's helped me help some people. So if you go there's predictions that are proven, there's proof that I'm legit, there's the videos of the UFOs, so it gives me a high level of credibility, I feel. I'm quite certain that anyone who watches this video is open-minded enough to know that this is the truth. So what they were saying to me was that Titan, it definitely harbors life. However, they said that this moon specifically is one of a few moons around Saturn that have life in them. There is a total of 9 moons that rotate around Saturn, that have life in them. So that's according to the extraterrestrials that I communicate with. They're a lovely bunch, by the way. They're really funny. They're so funny, and they're so sweet. I've never ever felt any hostility from them, any negativity, anything like that. In fact, if you also go to my videos, you'll see how they protect me and others who are positive. They actively protect some people, and they protect. I've seen their protection with my own eyes in my own life, and it was big things that have happened. So if you go back to the episodes, I believe it's episode 4, you'll see the protection there. And I'm only saying this to encourage people, because I think when you are good and you are open-minded and you take a step back and you move beyond our superficial differences, our other differences and so on, and try and elevate your vibration and project positivity towards everyone and everything, then you will definitely be protected by the Most High, who has created these ETs, and they work for the big boss. So they have if you watch my series from the beginning, I explain their connection to God, and that I believe 100% in God, and I've seen things that make me believe that. So they are very protective, and they tell me these things about the moons, about life in the solar system, because this is gonna come out very soon. There's going to be a time when the ETs are going to appear on Earth. There's going to be a big event before the end of 2023 when ETs are going to be well known to all of us. And they will have to come, because if you go to my prophecies video, I'll put the link below. I did it in March 2022. That's where I predicted the fire in London, the wars that are happening now, and many other things that are going on. If you go to that video, you will find information there that is relevant to this. These extraterrestrials will appear to help us. They won't appear to harm us, or to control us, or to rule us. Okay? They need nothing from our planet, you know. I always tell people, get over yourself. You're a speck in the universe. They can come here, they can go a billion other places and get whatever they want. There's nothing so special about Earth to the extent that makes someone want to colonize it, especially someone with technology as high as theirs, and with sophistication and an attitude that is very refined as theirs, and with intelligence as high as theirs. There's nothing there that will make them, and some of them have not one single primate gene. And if you know, the primate genes are the genes that make people want to colonize people and things. So I always tell people to get over themselves. So they are a very sweet bunch, but they're coming. They'll just appear. They said to me they're going to talk to the big bosses all over the earth, and then they're going to go. That's it. But they are going to benefit them, try and benefit us in other ways, technologically, something to do with energy. I didn't understand exactly everything that they said. I didn't really I didn't understand it, because they're much more intelligent than us. So it was not they said that it wasn't something that was expected for any human being to understand anyway, how it was going to be implemented and what it was exactly, but it was to help Earth and to help stabilize Earth, and to help the Earth cope with the changes in climate. So, and this will be something that will appear to all people everywhere in the world, that will shock them. They will also come and they will tell people that there is actually a God, that they all know of that God, and that which is source to some, a God to some, Jesus, Allah, whatever you call him, is the Most High. Okay, So they will come and tell people about that, they said. Now, I'm saying these things because they are pushing me. There's some things that are not about the topic, but I have to talk about them because they want to say them. They use the videos, sometimes they can interfere. I wanted this video to just be about Titan, but they can interfere to make the video about other things, because whatever they want to convey, the message that they want to convey. So they have said that Titan is different from other moons. The reason that it does harbor life, both on the surface and inside of the moon. There is an ocean. There is an ocean of water. There is water there. There are tunnels that communicate between the ocean, that's under the surface, and between the surface, where there is a lot of methane, as we know from science, and there is water as well on the surface. So there's a lot of microbial life, and they said that this is like it's almost like some kind of petri dish where everything will grow, and then you find different strains of different things. It's very rich with life, but however, it does not Titan does not harbor intelligent life like Europa does, for example. And Titan is a very dangerous place to be, they said to me, because the creatures that have developed on Titan have developed in a very in a different environment, and for some reason they have developed and evolved in the direction of creatures that are very harsh and creatures that are carnivorous. There's a lot of carnivorous. They devour each other. They did remind me, because I saw them in visions, but I saw one of them coming out of a tunnel that was connected to the ocean, the ocean that was under the surface, and it came running out, and I could hear it scatter. The legs. There was some light shining. It came out from under a rock, and there was some light shining. I think it was the sun, probably. But it was a very faint light. It wasn't strong, very faint light, but I could see it, and it looked like a huge insect of some kind, or if you would mix an insect with a dinosaur, for example. Imagine something that looked like that. It was quite scary, to be honest. But obviously I don't get scared. I've seen the things I've seen in my lifetime, but it does look scary. It did look scary. It gave me if I was there, I wouldn't have stayed, or I wouldn't have even went to look in that place, because it looked like a very weird, dark place that you have to go into. Now, that was one of the creatures, and it came out. It had appendages and claws and hairs, and I don't know what they were. A lot of things that looked like that they were very horrifying. It's something that eats something. It eats other things, I'm sure. The ET said that it was a carnivorous creature. So there are many of them that have evolved to that level, but there's no intelligence that is to the level of humans on Titan, that is indigenous to the moon. So they said that on the surface there are monstrous creatures, and they would advise anyone if anyone here is listening to this, is thinking of of going on a mission to Titan someday, or if you are connected to developing a mission going to Titan, don't go too close to the surface of the moon too many times. Okay, because at some time, I know in the past I think they landed on Titan, nothing happened, but this time it could. The ETs are saying be especially careful of places that are close to the vents, and in places where because there are vents on Titan's surface. So they said be careful to places close to the vents and on the lakes, methane lakes, or any lakes that you see on Titan. Just be careful of them, because they have incredible. If I were to to construct a mission to go to Titan, I think whatever mission happened in the past and they saw the surface and stuff like that was very lucky. It was meant to be, and I think some ET groups were involved in it so that they could just see the surface probably and advance it inside a little bit scientifically. But there is real danger there, in terms of physical danger. You'd be a small chicken that's been dropped in the middle of a bulldog fight. It's not a good place to be at the moment, especially in the lakes though, and around the vents that shoot the water out. Now, inside the moon, there's a lot of microbial life as well, like I've said. But inside the moon itself, there is an ocean, and in that ocean, the ET said that approximately 1/2 of Titan, the ocean under Titan, is living creatures. It's very densely populated with living creatures. If one day if they get there, they will remember this episode. Hopefully, I'm praying that someone listens to this and remembers it one day, that it's very densely populated. The creatures that are swimming inside the ocean are quite peaceful, which is a very interesting contrast to the surface, between the surface and the ocean that's on the inside. And they are very big, and they are fish, definitely, for sure, but probably a bit different. And I saw, for example, one of the creatures that I saw, which was very interesting looking, was one of them that came. Like I said, there's tunnels connecting the surface to the ocean. So there's places where these creatures inside, they don't see, some of them don't see. The ones that come from the outside to the inside see, but the ones that are inside in the ocean and try and come out to the surface, is a very bad idea. They get eaten. So this is the creatures there. They have, because there's this communication or connection. They know that the carnivorous creatures, they are intelligent, but not as intelligent as humans. And they use that fact to their advantage. So there was a creature that was like a big lizard. It had feet. It came out. They looked very lime green in color. And it had this big thing on its head, or as soon as it came out of the water, this thing fanned out like a big pancake. Okay, and I think it had something to do with the creature's diet and what it was looking for as soon as it came out of the ocean. The communication between the surface and the ocean is not readily like kind of open. It takes a lot of like navigation and digging to get from the surface to the ocean, but it is achievable. So these are the main things. The other thing, they said that the harmless creatures, there are harmless creatures that are in the oceans on the surface as well, but like relatively harmless. But let's say it's like a jungle. There will be rabbits, but there also be lions. So it's like very interesting. It's just a very interesting dynamic. They get eaten. The less the less carnivorous creatures, they get eaten, or the ones that they don't eat other creatures, they get eaten. Like for example, a panther would eat a deer or a gazelle. They get eaten. But they reproduce very, very easily and very often. So that's how it's maintained. There were some things that looked like snakes as well in these methane oceans of Titan, or eels, I think they were. Yeah, eels. Sorry, I just described them like the way I see them. Yeah, they looked like they were probably eels, because they looked like or eel-like creatures. I don't know, and I don't understand the chemistry of how these creatures exist, but they do. And like when I have my friends sometimes I talk to, before I publish the videos, they said this is like it's evolution that makes creatures change, not creatures that change evolution. Evolution is usually creatures evolve to be able to survive better in a certain environment, and not the other way around. So anything can happen, and even in chemical formulas where you see there's no water, but yet there's hydrogen and oxygen atoms, there could be creatures that have evolved to actually cut that down and reassimilate it into water. And that's the feeling that I'm getting. But I think in the methane it's helping it all grow, because it's like a petri dish. One thing I know about the surface of Titan, and especially these lakes, they don't smell very nice. There's going to be the ETs were saying there is a phenomenal stink, like it's like I'm sorry to say, it's phenomenally stinky. There's very like it smells rotten basically on the surface, and that's how they gave it to me. Okay, now these are the indigenous creatures. I've described them to the best of my ability. There are other creatures that are not native to Titan, who reside on Titan, and they have very complex structures, but they are very powerful, and they're kind of camouflaged somehow. I don't know, or cloaked. They could be. Some of them. Many of them are under the surface of the moon. The Greys do not have any bases on Titan, and I would imagine why. Because if a grey goes close to any of these creatures, it would be the end for them, bless them. They're so sweet and so nice, the greys. They're extremely funny. But they're fragile physically a little bit, so that's why they sometimes they hybridize with humans to improve their physical strength. And our, like, with there's a if you listen to the series, there's a lot of information about that in a few of the episodes about the greys and why they hybridize with humans. The tall whites, the Nordics, do not have bases there, obviously for the reasons that I've said. Because they're very peaceful and very sweet and so nice. They don't have and very beautiful as well. Especially the Nordics, they look very beautiful, attractive. But they are not. It's just a waste of time for them, because they'll end up like kind of always trying to protect their ships, always, or their bases, always worrying about something, because it's a very hostile environment there. The only extraterrestrial race that we know of that has been mentioned in our literature, I got there are other races that are very strong that can live on Titan, but the one that we know about is the reptilians. The reptilians, they have a very strong presence on Titan, both kinds of reptilians, the good and the bad. There are very good reptilians who are wise, who are amazing, and then there are very there are reptilians that are like different, and they have different agendas, but they aren't considered negative and evil by us and by the other races, because they're very destructive. But the reptilians are very strong. Like these things that, especially some of them, they come in all shapes, forms, and sizes. But they said that the reptilians have some of them, like that thing that I saw coming from under the rock. If it tries a reptilian or bothers them, it's the end for it. So the reptilians they are very strong, physically strong, powerful reptilians who are living in bases on Titan or staying on them. They are part of the presence of the Universal Intergalactic Federation, and they are part of the security for all of the solar system, not just us, and many other places as well. That they look after many places, basically, is what they said to me. So that's all I have for you guys. That was enjoyable. I enjoyed telling you guys everything. Please like, share, and subscribe if you get a chance. And if you've had any experience or had any visions or had any experiences like mine, let me know, so that I know that I'm not alone and that there are other people who have these. I'm sure there are. I mean, the ET said there are many all over the world, and that they're informing as many people as possible now. Live in love, don't live in fear, okay? Or look after yourselves, alright? This is not gonna be a wide berth for our planet, but we will make it. Okay, we will make it. As long as you're good and pure of heart, and you're a good person, and you're not warring or fighting with anyone, and keeping to your business, you will be okay and protected by God. Okay, and by all of the extraterrestrials that He has created to protect us. They are very protective of us, and they won't let it get too bad now. Okay, because they've developed a relationship with us that is much stronger than any relationship that they've developed with any other version of us that was in the past. So I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in your next video. Please like, share, and subscribe, like I said, and comment, and so the word spreads. And may you be blessed. Thank you so much for watching.